Hello, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Strong Warrior. How are you? So, got a couple of messages. I'm feeling like be careful what you wish for vibes, like getting what you manifested, things that are coming into alignment with what you truly want. Kind of just like things falling into place if you wait things out a little bit, or shift in energy. I don't know if y'all felt this shift between yesterday's energy and today, overnight energy. I did a message yesterday. It did not go through, so I took that as a sign. But the message was that God is there. God has not abandoned you. And it really does take you to meet God halfway. Okay? This is imperative to your growth, the relationship you have with yourself, with your highest good, with your highest power, and the relationships, because of that reflection, with other people. Okay, so this is being highlighted right now very, very significantly. Okay, definitely all things start at home, but we are our first homes. Okay, it's ourselves, it's our relationship, is even when we're in the womb, twins, triplets, what have you, they all have their own sac, right? So it's like you're still individualized. So it's very, very important that we look at ourselves and we really come to terms with how our reality is based on the perceptions that we have in their inner dialogue, and then the cause and effects of experience and what we've been through, and then translate it into the outside world, in for generations to come, because these are big decisions that we have to make that are conducive to generational lifestyles ahead. You understand? Like, we are making the blueprint for all else after us. And it's important that we make sound decisions and stick to them. Discipline ourselves to have better faith. You know what I mean? Not only that things will work out, but that we're going to make it work so that way it can work out. We're going to do everything that we can. Okay, we're not just relying on blind faith, because that's key, but because that goes along with our intent. But the only way to make a manifestation happen is if you do the work. And I'm going to revert right back to the beginning of what I'm saying. Be careful what you wish for, because these are like that message is for those who have done the work and they're diving in more into their spirituality. So they're now starting to see those manifestations because they become aware of how frequency works. So now it's a huge, big thing, and now we have to help navigate each other through this. We're going to be helping people. We're going to be learning from other people, and then we're going to be sharing ideas in order for us to be launched forward. Okay, so we're going to get into these cards. All right, thank you for sticking that out with me. Okay, I'm going to get into an angel card because I do feel like it's a big, significant part of the message, as far as like God is there. He has not abandoned you. Okay, and we could just have that relationship with our higher power, with the Most High. You know what I mean? Wherever and however that means to you, from wherever you are. Okay. But what messages do we need most specifically than others? Okay? Because it all comes down under all these branches and leaves and subtext and subcontext and subcategories, but what is it that is highlighted that we absolutely need to know as a collective? Wow, interesting. Archangel Chamuel, absolutely. Unconditional love, heart healing, self-love. What I've been talking about. Ourselves, loving who we are and our creator. 5 is that middle passage. I'm telling you, there's a decision that needs to be made here. 5 is that middle passage. Yep. Because decisions that we make now is going to affect future generations to come. Okay? Take that globally, take that locally, take that nationally, take that, you know what I'm saying, intergalactically, take that personally. Okay? Please do. Let's get into this tarot. What messages do we have for the collective to help better our decision making, to help us? What is it that we have to specifically keep in mind of and focus on during this great big journey in all of this decision making? What is it that we need to know? If you don't hear me, then I'm checking the cards. I'll try to keep it to just asking the questions so we can just get straight to the answer once I pull out. Pause. Because y'all are crazy. Okay. Thoughts to be said. Anything, no time. Okay. Okay. Taurus energy with this Hierophant. As we elevate, we have to keep in mind of a few things. We have to keep in mind not to be so stubborn. Okay? I heard that for myself this week. Stuck in my ways type shit. But we have to not be so stubborn. We also have to understand that even when we are in self-progress mode, that there's always going to be something higher for us to learn from, and that we don't know everything. When we're in, and 5 is very significant here with Archangel Chamuel and the Hierophant, okay? And we got 4, 5, 6. So we're talking about progression, but 6, 4, 5. So we're a little bit all over the place, okay? We have to keep in mind that when we are in the middle passage, excuse me, I got a little carried away there, to not feel like you have to hold on to all your possessions, that you can't live a little even when it seems like you're in the waiting room. You understand what I'm saying? We also have to keep in mind of balancing that out, being able to pay our debts before we think about partying, think about living a little, making sure that, you know, all of our ducks are in order to truly have fun. And if they're not, be disciplined enough to kind of just stay in the waiting room patiently, pick up a magazine, you know what I mean, get a crossword puzzle, like, you know, being able to sit still and not do anything, you know, not cause chaos, distraction, or confusion amongst others while you're waiting for what you're waiting for. Not to get yourself in a bind either. That's what all of this is for. You truly have to navigate. We've come this far. Okay? 6 and 7 of Cups, followed by the Judgment card. Look at this. Like, this is out of control. We have the 6 coins, 4 coins, Hierophant, right? Coin, Major Arcana. Cup, Major Arcana. Like, what you really do affects, like, that generational pattern that's going to happen. That's what I'm saying. Like, energetically, you're putting that out there. So spiritually, that's what's going to be governed over you. So please make wise decisions and choices. We're talking about commitments, okay? And we're talking about a lost opportunity to make something right. You understand? And there's judgment upon that. There's judgment upon that. Someone, it really, wow. There, we have to be able to know emotionally when to walk away when something is not in alignment with our purpose, with our highest good, with our standard. Keeping in mind that our standards should be realistic, right? And within those, rational standards that we have, whether they be high or if you, the difference between like high standards, or like if anyone says there's super high standards that nobody can meet, it's just like, no, we've seen examples of those standards being met, no problem, and even in a large scale. So it's not impossible, let alone something that's too much to ask for. So when it comes down to those terms where it's like, this is possible, but you're not having the attitude of making a will for the way to do it, you have to emotionally be able to walk away from that. And that's what this judgment here is. That's absolution. Okay, being freaking sure and sticking with your guns when it's time to walk away, and when it comes to something that you want to be emotionally invested in. Okay, whether it be a job, whether it be a relationship, whether it be a friendship, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be like a contract, or taking care of animals, some kind of business plan, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where it's like, all right, if something doesn't fall through, I have to be able to emotionally walk away from it. I can't allow myself to be in my feelings when something doesn't work out. Okay? Specifically, relationships. Specifically, things that we thought would be good for us. Okay? So when, specifically relationships, absolutely. So when it comes to bonds and unions, when something doesn't work out, we have to be able to do so and be focused in that and hop into hermit mode. Oh my God. It's absolutely vital that we commit to our focuses and we be disciplined, like on some shutdown shit, right? Only go outside when necessary. Only come around people when necessary and safely. Those you trust, those you know, those that, are protecting themselves as well. You understand what I'm saying? Do you hear the undertone of what I'm talking about? Spiritually, it is vital, okay? Because there's a lot of shots being thrown, okay? And if you're not careful, like, you can possibly get hit, or even just like close call type shit, where you see a situation, it's kind of like, well, I knew better than that, and it's like, I should have known not to go someplace, this, that, and third, because I felt this type of way. Go with those feelings, especially when like, it's not necessarily the best thing for you to be around, okay? Ooh, sword, freaking major arcana. I'm telling you, I'm picking up something real, honey. I'm picking up something so real right now. Okay? Swords, sword, major arcana. Wow. Cup, major arcana, coin, major arcana, cup, major arcana, major arcana. Okay? 3 of swords, 8 of swords, strength in the reverse. Okay? Yep. specifically when it comes down to relationships, okay? You're gonna get your heart broken, and it's not time to like cry, and it's like you have to be able to move on. Once you've mastered, right, that moving on segment, and once you've mastered only doing what is necessary for your highest good, it's like you begin to heal and you begin to come back to your natural state of being. It's like almost going back to basics, back to that energy where you felt was like, oh my God, I'm out here. I'm not shy. You know what I mean? But it's gonna be different because it's like now we're not relying on other people or looking for validation. It's like we're fully in our power, but in this energy where it was like we're out and about, we're socializing, and we're making a mark, and we're making connections and things of that nature. So it's super important that we give ourselves those props for not being so codependent on things, specifically for relationships and connections and networking and things that we feel like we could be emotionally satisfied with, right? Because now we're emotionally satisfied ourselves. We did the healing work. We took time away from things that could have damaged us emotionally, and we turned that into something beautiful within ourselves to go ahead and like take the chance on ourselves now, right? We're eliminating the unnecessary and just only using and utilizing what's for our purpose. Wands, cups, wands. Wands, cups, wands. So it's like, yeah, while you're going, we can have some past energy here. It's like, of course, when we move forward, we're going to have a bit of test that reminds us of our past to see how much we've learned, okay? The universe is always testing us, and the Most High will always send people to make sure that we are good, that we are standing true to our decisions, okay? Even when we're out and about going through our ventures and everything, there's still going to be things out there that's going to make us feel like, okay, maybe I could go back to these ways, and it's like, you know what I mean? But being here with the King of Wands, it's letting me know that you gotta use your wit. You gotta stay true to what you're doing. Okay, you cannot go back, and it's like we're only moving forward, and you know there's gonna be distractions, but it's like despite the distractions, we're gonna hold firm. We're gonna hold true. We're gonna be tested. So I'm gonna leave it right